Hi, this is Taki'h. Today's video is dedicated to the fork on the road, to choosing fear or choosing love, to letting the old ways drop and making cracks where the light, the love, the sacred, the real can come through. So this coming weekend, in just a few days, we have a very important event happening, cosmologically speaking. We have the Pluto and Saturn conjunction. What that means is that two powerhouses in the cosmos, Pluto and Saturn, will be conjunct, will meet after over 500 years. So it's not something that happens often, and it's something we can tap into. What does it represent for us? What does it mean in my daily life? Well, Pluto is the energy, the archetypal energy of rebirth, death. That means bringing death to that which no longer serves, that which needs to go, that which needs to be let go of, and making space for the new, the rebirth, the birth. It is destruction for the sake of creation. It is in the name of truth. It is in the name of love. It is what will destroy. It is the energy that destroys all that is no longer needed and is in the way of love and truth, authenticity. Saturn represents the old structures, the status quo, the way things have been run, have been lived. And so when these two meet, it's an opportunity for the destruction of the old that no longer serves us. And it will come this weekend on January 12th, between 10th and 12th. The 10th is the full moon, and between the 10th and the 12th, they will align. And it means that there's an opportunity to crystallize. It's a peak. After 500 plus years, it's a peak of what has accumulated that no longer serves us. What are the structures that need to go? And Pluto coming in with the power of destroying it for the sake of birth, rebirth, for the sake of a new, a different system. Now, what is that going to be based on? That's the important question to ask yourself. And so far, what we see is the old that needs to go can be summarized by that it's based on fear. These are structures and ways of living that are based on fear. They're not based on love. They're not based on soul. They're not based on authenticity. They're not based on truth. They're not based on a sense of, I know who I am. I know why I'm here. I am safe. I am supported. I am love. I am the sacred. I am connected. They're based on scarcity, fear, survival, not enoughness. So that's the fork on the road, and that's what 2020 represents. And that fork on the road is a fork that we meet every day in our lives, in the small decisions that we make. And what am I going to choose, fear or love? What am I going to choose, truth or survival? What am I going to choose, my authentic self or strategies to make myself important, to make sure that I matter, to make sure that I'm useful in some way, so that I'm loved, I'm accepted, I'm supported, I get a paycheck, this kinds of things. So it's easy to point the finger out there. It's very easy to look at the President of the United States and other leaders which are failing us, which are, dare I say, an embarrassment, but also they're representing all those structures, all those fear-based institutions and deep-rooted ways of being that no longer serve us. And it's all coming up to the surface so it can be seen. And so it's just like sometimes we feel we have to connect to the worst or to the hardest or to the most painful aspect of our illness before we get better, whether that's a cold or whatever malady you might be facing. It's a bit like that. That's what this weekend represents. It's the peak of it. And at its peak, it's where the cracks can start to come through. It's where it is so rigid, it is so stiff that it can be knocked over, it can be cracked, it can be shattered. And so that's the opportunity we're facing. Now, what does it mean for me? How can I tap into it? Well, like I said, it's easy to point the finger out, but the truth is that we buy into it. The truth is that the way we consume, the way we live, the choices we make, the way we raise our children, the way we connect or not to each other, to the planet, to our pets, to everything, is a reflection of that which we are pointing and looking out at. So, this meditation, this guided process now is to support you to look in and to look at how you are buying into it in your own daily life. And then what you can do about it to let it go and the choices that you have. And then if we move as a collective, and it doesn't take 100% of the population, it doesn't even take 50% of the population, it just takes enough. It just takes enough of us to choose love, to choose the sacred, to choose truth, to choose freedom over the bondage of fear. Now, there's nothing wrong with fear itself. Fear is a natural human experience, emotion. It is a core needed emotion. But to operate from that and to make choices on that when there isn't real fear facing us, that's where the distortions come. That's where the shadow comes. And we have a whole society, humanity based on distortions and shadows rooted in fear. And we can live without that. We can certainly live without that. But when there's a tiger charging or a car coming, yeah, fear is needed. And that's where I get out of the way or climb a tree or something. That fear is needed when it's real in the moment, when it's a lived experience of this moment, as opposed to a broken record that keeps playing in the back of my head, which is lifelong, lifetimes long, generational, ancestral, societal, religious, cultural, and the list goes on. So it's an opportunity. So here we are, taking advantage of this opportunity. So find a comfortable place. You can start sitting. You'll need some space around you if you'd like to move, and I do highly suggest that you are able to move around. And first, close your eyes and just take some deep breaths. Some deep breaths. And trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in your inner compass. Trust in whatever comes during this process. Just relax. Deep breaths for an open and relaxed mouth. And connecting to your intention for yourself. Why is it that you're sitting here, listening to this guided practice? What's your intention? What do you wish for, hope for, long for, or demand? Be clear about it. And then check, where does it come from? Where does this intention come from? Where is it rooted? Is it something your body is aligned with? Something your heart's aligned with? Your mind? Your soul? A combination? Or maybe you just don't know, and that's fine. So as I explained, this is an opportunity to let go of the structures inside that no longer serve us, where we choose fear instead of choosing love, instead of choosing truth, instead of choosing freedom. So connecting to your heart. connecting to that which you love at the personal level. I'm going to start with resources. Maybe it's your family, maybe it's your pet, maybe it's your home, maybe it's your work or that which you dedicate yourself to, that which you love. Connecting to your personal sense of love and how that nourishes you. Taking deep breaths and feeling it in your body, what that does to your body, the physical sensations, the energy movement, and maybe the physical movement. Allow your body to move if it wants. And from that place of feeling a connection to love and connection to resource, asking yourself, what am I most afraid of? That which is running the show in the background, which is leading to distortions and shadows in me, which is keeping me from choosing love. What fear am I buying into? Maybe it's about I'm not good enough or just not enough. Maybe it's that I can't earn, I can't make it if I don't do XYZ. And that I know isn't what I'm meant to be doing or what I wish to be doing, but doing it anyway. Maybe it's this relationship that I'm afraid to be alone. And so I'd rather be in this relationship that actually isn't serving me or isn't what I wish for, isn't what I want for myself, but I'm so afraid to be alone that I'd rather be in this. What's the fear behind the details of how it might manifest in your daily life? What's the actual fear? And go to the core as much as possible, go to its root. And being able to name it in one word or a couple words, one phrase, one sentence maximum. The more clarity and precision you have, the easier it is to hit bullseye. It's not a story, it's not about the details. Maybe it's I'm afraid that I'm not safe, that I don't belong, that I'm not supported, that I'm not lovable, whatever it is. And holding that fear, seeing it, bringing it out to the light. The more you can acknowledge it, take responsibility for it, own it, name it, the less power it has over you. Because it operates in the shadows, it operates in the background, it operates in the automatic. And now ask yourself, am I willing to let this go? Has its time come? And waiting for the answer. Maybe there's a yes, but where's the yes coming from? Seeking alignment inside. How does my body feel about letting this go? Check, ask, let your body react. It'll give you some clues in the way of sensations, energy. How does my heart feel about letting this go? How does my mind feel about letting this go? And if you can connect to your higher self or soul level, how does my soul feel about letting this go? Now, there needs to be some agreement, some alignment, because those parts of you that are not aligned with letting this go, they will hold on to it. They will hold on because it's survival. They will hold on because it's known, it's common, it's comfortable. So just checking, can I get enough of an alignment in me? The time has come. Getting inner consent to let this go. You don't have to know what you need to open up to. You just need to know that which you need to let go of and give your consent. Find the alignment. Last moments. And recognizing how playing into this fear, into this scarcity, into the survival strategy has served you. It's true. Otherwise, you wouldn't have held on to it this long. It has. So connecting to gratitude. It has served you, has been a crutch, useful, has gotten you this far. Maybe it has served you for lifetimes, or your family line, or your culture, your religion, whatever it is. It has served. It's true. So honoring that, giving thanks to that. So the letting go is not about hate. It's not about raging into the, I've got to destroy this. No, it's like a fruit that's ripe. It's ready to fall. Its time has come. So last few moments, giving gratitude, connecting to gratitude for how this has served you. How you have benefited or gained, where it has led you. And also that its time has come. That you have the option of love, that you have the option of truth, that you have the option of the sacred, of the divine, of the authentic. You do not need to resort to an outdated, broken record, replaying fear over and over in the background. It is a choice. It is a fork on the road, and you can choose. And staying connected to yourself, connecting to your base. This is your perineum area. This is your sitting bones, your pelvic area. Just taking some deep breaths. And maybe it helps you to spiral. I'll just get up and you can see what that looks like. So like this, spiraling, making circles from your hips. You can do that sitting. You can do it standing like I am. Keep breathing. And you are evoking an opening in the base through the spiraling. And it can be in either direction, and it can be very subtle, or it can be really yang and quite active and big. Or maybe it helps you to bounce up and down a bit. Activate the base. And let whatever sounds come that are there. You don't have to make sounds. You don't have to fake it. You don't have to sound like something in particular, but if there are sounds, just get out of the way and let them come. I'm connecting to the fear in your base, facing it with love, that resource that you connected to. And allowing through your base an opening and a letting go. A releasing of this energy, this pattern, this fear that does not serve you. And just taking a few moments with your intention, with your movement, with your will, opening the base and releasing. You are no longer willing to be caged, to be used, to be manipulated because of this fear. Its time has come. It's not real. You can let it go. Last minute. Maybe it helps you to shake, snaking your back. You can be on your fours, rolling around on the floor, whatever feels right for your body. Does not need to be a slave to this anymore. And now saying yes. After letting it go, saying yes to the life force that comes in through the base from the earth center, from the core of the earth, life force that moves through the earth, can move through your feet, can move through your legs, can move through your perineum, breathing it in through your anus, through your yoni, through your genitals, your cock, your whole pelvis. Life, saying yes to life, saying yes to being supported, the power to live, the will to live, to be fully alive. You let go of the shackles of fear, the cage in your animal body, the cage, and hold on, contract your base, and you make more space for life. What comes in? Breathing it in, saying yes, and with every cell, every pore, every muscle. Filling your base with life force moving through the core of the earth. Dark light that penetrates every living thing. Giving your consent to be moved by life, to be filled by life. And again, allowing any sounds, any movement. It doesn't have to be anything in particular, just allow. Connecting to the quality of the energy that fills your base in this moment when you allow more life in, more love in, more freedom. Naming it, saying it out loud, crystallizing it, owning it. This lives in me, and this can replace that fear, that outdated pattern. Feeling its vibration spread. Yes. And the truth is, we can only let go of these outdated patterns, of these deep rooted fears, when we have the consent from our base and our crown. So, moving up to the crown, the portal for soul. And it might support you to stand. I will stand. It might support you to stand and and looking down over your life, this life in particular, how this particular pattern, specific energy has been there. Yes, served you, but also limited you. But what is the lesson you are meant to learn? Looking over your lifeline from above, from a higher perspective, a higher self perspective, soul perspective. What were you meant to learn? What's the lesson you were meant to learn? Karmic lesson you are meant to learn from this fear. If you didn't give into it, but actually learned the lesson instead of adapting it as you, as your own, as part of you, what would have been that lesson? And it's about you. It's not about someone in particular or a situation in particular. Connecting to that lesson, let it come, trust whatever comes. And it might be one word or one phrase. It's very, again, specific and precise. I am enough. I am important. I am love. I am supported. I am sacred. I am spirit. Whatever comes, the lesson you were meant to learn, that because you didn't learn it, you turned to fear and adapted it as yourself. Last month, and having connected to the karmic lesson that this fear has been pointing to all along, looking now, if you can, or just having a sense, staying open to how that has been there for you, perhaps for lifetimes, or has been passed on generationally, ancestrally, culturally, religiously. Going beyond the personal now to the transpersonal realms. You're not the only one who's carrying this fear. There are so many others. This lesson, this karmic lesson, is yours. But from the soul realm, we are all connected to the one soul. And we're all connected to spirit. So your capacity to learn the karmic lesson for you individually, uniquely yours, is contributing to to the vibrations being sent out through the soul realms. Others who are connected to this fear, to this type of, this way of living, these patterns that are based on this fear, these shadows and these distortions. It vibrates out to them too. I'm feeling that connection. And this is part of the gift of this year, 2020, and what it is opening up for us. We cannot do it alone, and we are not alone. Now opening up in the crown, opening up to life force coming through, opening up to the core of the sun, the life force, the dark light that comes through from the core of the sun into your soul portal, to your crown, making way. That which you cannot release on your own, life force can support you to do so. So giving your consent, saying yes to life, to come and support your soul, the will and the power to love. The only reason we reincarnate is to bring home that which has not come home yet, to love. This is my lived and true experience, and I share it with you as authentic. Recognize yourself as the love you've always been, and as the love you are here to shine and stand for. Your fragrance of love might be about bringing the sacred into matter. It might be about the planet and nature. It might be about beauty. It might be about bringing harmony between dualities. There are so many different aspects, fragrances of love, but it's all love. It might be about truth. It might be about freedom. Recognize yourself. Remember yourself as the love that you are. Last moments, keep giving your consent. Keep allowing more life to penetrate, to permeate, to shower down. Life force energy showering down through your crown, empowering your soul shine. And what happens? What is the quality of the energy that moves through you when you've let go and you've made space, you've let go of that pattern that has been there over your whole life and maybe lifetimes. Maybe it's ancestrally rooted, culturally religious. From the soul realm, learning the karmic lesson that's there for you, uniquely yours. Letting it go. That space that's created, what is it filled with? What does life fill it with? What is the quality of this energy? Naming it in one word or one phrase, crystallizing it, owning it. Instead of this fear-based pattern, I am this, and this cannot be touched. This cannot be shaken. I am infinite. I am a soul in a physical body. And letting these two meet now. The energy that comes through the base and the energy that comes through the crown. Life force energy in both coming through the body, coming through the soul, letting them meet. Their taste or their quality might be unique, different, distinct. They are the same life force energy that moves through the entire cosmos and every cell of this form. Let them meet in your heart, moving from the personal heart to the transpersonal, that which connects you with others in the transpersonal realm, the soul connections, the teachings, the guides. And now to the core of your heart, and giving your consent to life force penetrating, permeating, making space, cracking, piercing through the heart, the core of the heart, the universal heart, this core that is connected to the galactic center, to the dark hole, the black hole, which births everything. Saying yes to life, yes to love, yes to truth, yes to freedom. Opening up, just giving your consent. And if it feels right for you, moving, allowing, if it feels right for you, just laying or sitting in stillness, whatever feels right, allowing the opening of the core of your heart and your base and your crown. All three portals open to life, all three portals. Saying yes to love. This is the new paradigm. Allowing as much time and space that you need. You can pause this video and begin whenever you feel ready. And from this expanded space, free of that contraction of fear, deeply rooted in love, see yourself, feel yourself walking through your life, through your everyday life, through that cross on the road, your everyday life. Meeting your children, your family, your boss, your employees, your customers, your neighbors, the bus driver, the taxi driver, your partner, your pet. Noticing what's different, describing it out loud, naming it, feeling it, because it is absolutely different to move through life from this space. And then from the fear, survival, scarcity, programming. And know that as you move through life this way, you are vibrating at a certain level and in a certain way, and those who are ready to drink will drink from you, will be affected, and that will have ripple effects, will vibrate out. Others will be encouraged, others will feel supported, others will know they're not alone, and they too can choose love and freedom and truth and life instead of fear. It doesn't make you better than anyone, it just makes you available. So we're going to conclude this meditation the same way we started, coming back to your intention. Recognizing where it was coming from and what was actually in store for you. And coming back to gratitude. What are you grateful for? There are a gajillion things to be grateful for. This next breath, this body, this life, this opportunity, this incredible time that we live in, the fork on the road, every minute, every hour, every day. The Pluto Saturn conjunction coming up this weekend. The ability to do this in group. I know I would not be able to give you this transmission, to share this with you, if I was not supported by a group, by others going through similar journeys. Some who have walked ahead and have extended their arm out, their hand out, so that I could take it. They have shined the light so I could follow, but we're still all moving together. So, welcome to 2020. Your blessings may be filled with power, truth, love, life. May you come closer to your authentic self, an authentic way of living. And may we see cracks, so many cracks, within and all around us. Blessings on your journey. Thank you for joining me.